Catch you on the rebound. We back in the building. Dom Bookman is in here with us, y'all.
Yep.
Make some noise for Dom Bookman.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. And I said I was going to say this right, so I'm going to make sure I say this right. Chief Revenue Officer.
Yeah. Usually that's what I'm doing. I'm a Chief Revenue Officer, usually a CMO at most companies that I'm at.
CMO. Nice. Okay. Dom Bookman, obviously, I met you at the Ladder.
Yes.
Which is, if you guys don't know what the Ladder is a men's group, fellowship. How would you kind of describe it?
Man, I call it my brothers. My brothers that we're taking a walk and a path. Shout out to AJ for sure. Yep. We're basically just walking and trying to find ourselves in a path that God leads us in. So I'm super excited to be a part of that group of guys.
Yep. Shout out to AJ and the family at the Ladder, man. Okay, so obviously we was able to meet, man, and we here. Mm-hmm. Dallas, Texas. Yep. Born and raised.
Triple D.
but you left us for a while.
Yeah.
You had to go to Hollywood.
Yeah. Had to step out after my first company and leaving University of North Texas.
Mean Green.
Yeah, Mean Green. Shout out to those guys. I felt like it was time for me to kind of expand my wings, if you would say, kind of go out and figure out what's best for me in my industry. That being tech and marketing and digital entertainment and then also traditional entertainment. I felt like LA was the right place to go at the time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Was it a big adjustment from? I spent a little time in LA, not much. But being from Texas and going to LA is just like a whole different world. Bro,
it's a completely different world. It's actually like a really big culture shock too. But I like it because the atmosphere in LA is just like 100% vibes. Like you go there, everybody's just like, "What's up, man?" Like one of my mentors, Russell. I meet him. He's just like one of the dopest people I've ever met, and he's just kind of put me on in the entertainment space, and introducing me to different type of people, and everybody's willing to lend a hand to help you and just figure out exactly what you're doing out there, because it's easy to get lost out there for sure.
Okay, so you do have mentors.
Yeah. I definitely have mentors. Quite a few mentors that are pretty big guys in the industry.
Yeah. Would you say that your mentors have molded you and shaped you for success and everything moving forward?
Yeah, I would.
Obviously, you are Dom Bookman. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, they definitely helped me. I don't care what nobody say. There's no one that's out here self-made. I owe it all to my mentors. I owe it all to my family.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I owe it all to my family, and then of course, the man above.
Yes. Nobody is self-made, man.
Nobody.
I really appreciate you saying that.
Yeah.
Okay. Tech Wildcatters. Did I say that right?
Yeah. Tech Wildcatters. I spent some little time with those guys. Yeah. They were actually so I was living in LA, and I came back to Dallas to pitch to Tech Wildcatters to join their Innovator Accelerator program for my agency, which at the time was actually an app for influencer marketing. It was basically like one of the first influencer marketing marketplaces.
Wow.
It was really cool. I went there, got in, and then I think the program actually just kind of folded in the sense of just, they had some internal problems. And I mean, that's what happened with that. But influence still alive till this day. We just shifted. In startups, we call it pivot. We became an agency which focused on influencer-led campaigns, marketing campaigns.
Okay. How old are you, Don?
I'm 27. Yeah.
27 years old, man. You throwing around words like when I was growing up, man. Like we knew athletes, we knew entertainers. Mm-hmm. Man, you throwing around words, chief revenue officer and technology and entertainment. We never thought about those things coming up.
Right.
But for me, looking at you, you're the head of that next generation. That culture shift and just that shift in mentality is like, all right, I don't have to be an athlete if I don't want to. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I could put my mind in shape the same way that I could put my body in shape.
Yeah, true. And to kind of hone in on that, like I was an athlete my whole life, like varsity sports. Yep. You know, I played a little college, and I was just like, you know, obviously those streams didn't work out, you know, and I moved on, and you know, I was like, well, you know, what am I good at? I remembered I won a DECA competition junior year in high school at Plano East. Shout out to Sean York. And we, you know, that kind of brought me back into like the business and the marketing sector.
You said DECA?
DECA, yeah. What is that? Most people, it's basically an organization in high school and college where you compete in business competitions, national, nationwide. Just some strange reason I was really good at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that was like more of like a leadership, just showing your abilities to be able to build.
Yeah, definitely. My senior year, I was actually the president of DECA at Little Elm High School too. So,
man, y'all hear all men here talking to right now, man? Nah, man, I'm so serious, man. Like, and I like how you said it was competitive.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's the thing about us young black men. I can only speak for what I know, for what I am. You know what I mean. We want to compete. We want to show off. We want to be the best.
Yep.
And just like having you here, and I really hope that it reaches a bunch of these young millennials, and to show them that they can still compete.
Yeah,
absolutely. They can compete with their mind. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, especially Generation Z. These guys are so talented.
Is that what they Generation Z?
Yeah, that they're up next. Like,
yes,
these guys are coming out the test tube, wound, whatever you want to call them. And they're like ready. Like, these guys are talented. I'm talking about kids knowing how to fully operate an iPad, phone by the age of like 4. Like,
have you seen this? What is this? I don't know his name, but all he does is he opens up toys. Have you know who I'm talking about?
Wait, he does what?
Okay, there's a kid, and I believe he's on YouTube. He has a show on Netflix.
Okay.
It's like, I think he make like $7 million a year. All he do is open up toys.
I believe it. They're called unboxing videos, which is really, really good.
Can you believe that though?
Yeah, man, like that's actually a really big brand strategy on YouTube.
Okay.
And influencer segment, where I mean, anybody can pretty much be an influencer if you got something to say. You have a personality, and in his case, unboxing little toys for kids. Like those are the ones that are watching it all day. So yeah. And a brand's gonna send him a toy to unbox.
They're gonna send him
and pay him. Pay him.
Send him the toy
and pay him to
open it up.
Yeah.
Man, I need a new hustle.
Hey, no, you got it right here, bro.
I need a new hustle. Okay. Wow. That's just it's eye opening for me, and I hope it is for my listeners as well. Mm-hmm. Talk to us about mental health.
Oh man.
I can open this up.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Go ahead.
Okay. and the more I had these conversations with people and just have like short interactions with people, I try to, and it's just type person. I try to gauge people's like temperatures. So not everybody is very open to talking about mental health. You know what I mean? I'm trying to change it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna ask you that difficult question. If I go too far, let me know.
I got you, man.
But okay, for me, I would always talk about like how I lost my dad, and then I realized I started asking some of my friends. And it was like, yeah, man, I lost my dad too. I lost my mom too. And I was like, okay, like, all right, everybody else deals with this, so it doesn't stop there. Like every day we face things in mental health. Like I have a lot of anxiety. Like I'm trying to make it pro. Like I'm gonna just talk about my life right now. I'm trying to make it to the highest level of basketball.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
You're gonna do that too.
And I'm gonna speak it into existence. I'm gonna do it. And at the same time, like I wanna be able to have the opportunity like you have. I wanna be able to say, okay, because basketball and sports only allows us as long as our body, permits.
Right.
I wanna be able to say, if I'm done, if it ends today, I'm good. I have my mind. My brain works. I can put myself to work. It may be hard in the beginning, but I'm not going to go down a negative path because it stopped. And you didn't. And you realized that it ended, and you was like, okay, next chapter.
Yeah.
But that takes a lot of strength up here.
Yeah. It takes a lot of trial and error too, man.
Okay.
To be honest with you, like when I actually went to school in Houston.
Okay.
Shout out to TSU, Texas
TS.
Southern University.
Man, to the HBCU.
HBCU first. Yes, I did. I was turning up a little too much though.
What, really?
Yeah, a little too much.
I always wanted the HBCU experience, man.
Oh man, it's unbelievable.
Is it really?
Yeah, everything you hear is true.
Okay.
But like that's also the time where, you know, I was also trying to figure everything out in my career and, you know, trying to decide. I actually started my first business there. Shout out to Original Gent. That was my first clothing line business. It was actually a really big brand on campus and in the Houston area. Also Dallas.
Okay.
That's where I was really like, okay, you know, and I kind of got a niche for this and I started doing it. But at the same time, like I was also struggling with what you just said, mental health.
Yeah. I was
feeling like, you know, that was it. Like, you know, this is a clothing line. Everybody else has a clothing line. Yeah, I can sell some shirts out the trunk of the car or on campus. But like, what's that next step? What's going to get me to take care of my family? What's going to get me to, you know, take care of myself?
Yes. Hey, self is most important. Yeah. Self-care.
Yeah, self-care for sure. So, I mean, it was a big constant struggle for me. And, you know, of course I was going to school, you know, good grades, things list, all that good stuff. But that wasn't it, you know. I was struggling, you know. I was just trying to figure out where I fit in this world. It's like, am I going to go in IB? Am I going to go work for a company? And I wasn't really like known, like immersed into the startup world. I didn't know nothing about tech at the time. Yeah. And so I just came home. I came home. Like I went back to my mom's house.
Back to your roots.
Yeah, back to my roots. I went back to my mom's house. And
she accepted you.
Of course. Yeah, all day. Black moms.
Shout out to
black moms. I love you.
Mom, I love you, Mom.
For sure.
She didn't accept me too, man.
Yeah, you guys, like, you know what I'm saying? They don't have to, but it's like, yo, like, like I need you. Yep. So I went back to my mom's house and I figured everything out, and then I had enrolled into UNT.
Yes.
And started going to school. And my plans wasn't to start a business. It was none of that. It was just to finish school and
You just needed a clean slate.
Yeah, clean slate, man. Like I got into some of the wrong stuff in Houston.
Okay. So the environment was just a little too much for like what you needed. A quiet space. You needed a new environment.
I needed, exactly what you just said. A quiet, comfortable space where I could be vulnerable. Yeah. And you know, try to figure things out. Like it's so easy. Like, you know, I was kind of popping on the gram at the time when it first started around that time too. Yes, so it's so easy to put on this, like, this, I guess, this image.
Oh, when you popping on the gram, you don't have no problem.
Yeah. Remember too, this is before like you had influencers. Yeah. And like I was kind of like popping at the time. So I was just like, oh, okay. So but nah, like I was just like, it's easy to put that image on. So I had to come back home and, you know, circle back and, you know, kind of figure stuff out. And,
ground yourself.
Yeah. And I had went to UNT and, you know, things worked out.
Nice. And this, so me doing this podcast and just wanting to talk to people and wanting to, you know, be able to entertain. I probably thought about this stuff and wrote it down like a year or two ago. Procrastinated on it. Then actually,
we all do that. I got you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So
I do it too.
Okay. So some of those things that you wanted to do, you knew you wanted to do them for a while, but it took a while.
Bro, my notes on my phone, I got so many things I want to do.
Okay. Yeah. So you like slowly checking them off.
I check them off, erase, you know, or be like, oh, that ain't no good idea.
Got it.
Yeah.
I like that, man. That's powerful, man. All right. So you came back home, UNT. Clean slate. Mom accepted you. When did you know? Okay. When did you know? All right, Mom, I'm leaving. You know what I mean? I'm leaving.
Okay.
I'm not coming back. I love you, but thank you for having me. But I believe that I'm ready to get up out of here.
I don't think it was really that conversation. No. So, like, I was fortunate enough, like my mom, like she actually moved somewhere else, like in Dallas, and she left me the house. Like, so it was like, so I had a whole house to myself. And, like, you know what I'm saying?
Boy.
Yeah. So I had the whole house to myself. My brother stayed there with me. Yeah. And then I had my friends, like my friend Niles, he actually had just graduated from FAMU. And we always like chopped it up about business since we went to Plano East. And, you know, one thing led to another. We was like, yo, let's just start something. So like we figured like what's the biggest problem out there for like anybody? And we were just like, well, let's start with us. Like Niles was a track athlete at FAMU. Oh. And yeah.
What event?
I don't know. He did like quite a few. I think he did like hurdles. Like he the boy was good. Like so he did his thing. And you know, he did his thing at FAMU. He graduated and came back home. And you know, like I said, we always chopped it up. Like we kept in contact. Even when I was in Houston, he was in Florida. And we was just like, let's start something. And it was like, well, the biggest problem is as athletes in college, one or any college student is getting good quality food delivered to wherever you are. You don't have a lot of time. You don't have a lot of resources.
I ate so much fast food in college, bro.
You ate a lot of fast food. That's all you ate. And it was just like, well, how can we get this delivered? Okay. So we started a restaurant delivery startup. At the same time, I don't know if you guys are familiar with like DoorDash. Sure. We started literally like maybe 6 months after Tony had started DoorDash.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's called Greedy.
Greedy.
Yeah.
Greedy. Okay. So with that athletes wanting food, I wanted to kind of take a different angle on that. Okay. So you went to a HBCU, right? Did you feel like the education that you got at the HBCU was any better or worse than the education that you got at UNT?
Oh, that's a good question, man.
You know, you kind of understand what I'm saying?
I 100% understand, and I think I'm gonna take an angle that most people don't usually agree with. But I feel like my education at the HBCU was a lot better.
Okay, and I agree with you. You know, I think that, and I want the athletes to start going to HBCUs.
Man, I want to.
That'll really turn them up. You know what I mean?
It would.
And because they already
HBCUs ran the college scene in the 90s, though. Like, a lot of people, 80s, 90s, HBCUs was...
Sports.
Yeah, like, that was the place to go. Even, like, earlier on, like, it was the place to go. Yeah. Of course, you got your Dukes, your Kentuckys, and, you know, the rise of those big powerhouses. Yeah. They was gone.
They ain't doing it without us, though. No disrespect.
It takes the athletes first to recognize that, you know. And shout out to RJ too. You know, he didn't even go to at REM. He went straight overseas, and you know I love it. And that's a Little M alumni too.
Yep, RJ. Yep. I spent some time in the gym with RJ, man. Yeah. RJ's a problem.
Yeah, he is.
RJ is first round.
Yeah.
Him and Melo.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They'll probably be 1 and 2.
A couple days ago or something like that. Crazy numbers on it too. Yeah. So I respect both of those guys' decisions to go overseas and you know make something out of themselves immediately versus you know giving too much power to the colleges and the university systems.
How do we take back that power? Not even just I love school. I love education. Absolutely. I love that whole program and structure. Okay, but what if school is not for everybody? But and you could probably speak to this. I know many people who are way smarter than the average person that went to school and they just did not like school. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It just wasn't for them. How do they learn? How do they don't want to get their master's. They don't want to go to school. How do they still become successful without taking the school route? Just put the money right into business? And
it's not even the money. It's the time. Like education is out there. It's a quick Google.
True.
Like immersing yourself in the world of the internet and knowledge that's accessible to us that wasn't accessible like to our parents and the groups before us and them. Like really taking advantage of all the resources that you have and that you take for granted every single day. Okay. And like I cannot stress this enough. Google. It's like you can Google anything. So
got it.
And to speak to that, like, you know, finishing school and all that good stuff. Like, look, my senior year at UNT, I walked out on a professor. I walked out.
How was that?
I walked out. I don't want to get into.
I walked out.
I don't want to get into the reasons to walk out, but I'll just tell you this: like we were talking about slavery, the Civil War era, and I'm a very confrontational person when it comes to things that I like believe in. And I read outside of whatever the professor was assigned.
Hate yourself.
And I'm just like, no, you're wrong. And she's like, no, you're Like, no, I'm right. And I was like, no, you're not. So I just walked out, and I never went to that class again.
For yourself, brother.
Yeah, I never went to that class again. And the funny part about it, I was on campus all the time, and I had started my company on campus. Yep. Nancy Hong took me in, Innovation Greenhouse at UNT, which is basically like a place that you go to start businesses, and they give you all the resources and stuff that you need to do that. And I'm talking about, like, I had to be at class, and I was not going to class. I was going to Innovation Greenhouse. And
that was your class?
Yeah, that was my class. I took it internally to be like, look, like, Dom, you got to make something out of yourself here while you're on campus, while you still look like you belong on campus. While I could technically still be here. I still got my ID and everything like that. So, I launched Greedy on campus with Niles, and it turned out to be quite the success. We raised some VC money, all because of someone giving me a shot, Nancy Hong at Innovation Greenhouse.
Shout out to Nancy,
Yeah, Nancy, I love that lady.
She inspired you.
Yeah, she inspired us, and not only just, inspiring, she like literally took the time to make sure that we did what we needed to do to make ourselves successful. She introduced us to our first investors. We got into the accelerator, Addison Treehouse, and it became from on-campus startup to one of the largest DFW restaurant delivery services in town, and then also Texas.
Nasty. What? Okay. The first book I ever read was Sidney Poitier, Measure of a Man, and it was so weird. I never read books in school.
Respect.
Like, my whole life, I never read books. I just wasn't into it, and I'm like walking around the house, and I just stumbled upon it. I'm like, man, let me see what's in here.
That's a good book to have just laying around the house.
Man. And like, it just changed my life, yo. Like, just the stuff that he went through to do what he actually wanted to do. He had to deal with, like you said, like racism and like all of those things, which we probably will always have to deal with in one way or another.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But what made you want to educate yourself outside of school? You know what I'm saying? Which everyone needs to do. Right. I don't think you should rely on, like, okay, I'm going to school to learn about the world. Because you ain't going to learn much.
Of course. Honestly, it started like early on in grade school. Like, I've always been a rebel. Like, I was a science fair guy who the teacher would be like, yeah, do this for the science fair project. And I was like, no, I'm going to do this.
What you want?
Yeah, I won, too. I did win the science fair project.
And you won. And she told you not to do that.
She told me not to do it.
Come on, man.
Yeah, shout out to my mom. She worked on that project with me all night. And we won. So that was just an example.
Miles is winning right now.
Oh, yeah. That's my anchor right there. And yeah, like she basically always told me, like, like, no matter how more educated someone may be than you, or, whatever the case may be, like, think for yourself. That was the biggest thing. Like, think for yourself. And that is instilled in me to the day I die. And like, I'm always do that. So whether it's rebellious or I could agree with you too. Like,
that's true. Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna always go against the grain. Like, I agree with quite a few things as well. So, but I'm always gonna make my decisions based on my logic.
Yeah, and you question things.
Absolutely.
I believe you should question everything.
Question everything. Everything.
Everything, man. I love that, man. I got Dom Bookman up in here, man. Just catch you on the rebound. So we're gonna switch gears a little bit. So, STEM, what does that mean? STEM. That's an acronym, right?
Yeah.
Let me try. Systems.
Yeah.
Technology.
Yep.
Education. Management.
Something like that. Yeah, it means quite a few things.
Okay.
STEM education is just a breakdown of exactly what you just said: systems, technology, education, and it could be messaging, all that good stuff. But to me, it means educating our future on the resources and the things that's coming that we take advantage of every day. Like I said, like coding, building, software, all that good stuff. Like, man, it's so important. We use it every single day, and no one ever wants to go deeper to understand how these things are made. that's where STEM education comes in, and it's something that I really care about. And really fast, like today is Saturday.
Okay.
What is it? October
26th.
Yep. Noble, my dude in Dallas, Fort Worth, he just put on a STEM in the park today.
Okay.
And it's amazing what he's doing.
STEM education class.
It's not even education classes. It's STEM. Like, he took over the whole park, have brand sponsors and everybody that's involved, and to be able to educate people on how they can get involved and invest in STEM education. Noble, my dude, that's one of my really good friends from Plano East as well.
Noble, my dude.
Yeah, he's doing his thing. Dallas Millennial Gala is next month. No, it's in December, I think.
Okay.
And I'll be there as one of the sponsors as well.
Okay, we're gonna have to get those dates for sure, because I want to bring some people out to that, man.
Absolutely, man.
I want to bring some people out. I believe it's some educated people
for sure
that I believe it could work up in that. Wow. Okay. With STEM. All right, we talked about STEM. We talked about data. You were on MySpace, right?
Man, that's how I learned how to code almost.
Were we coding on MySpace?
We were coding and nobody knew it.
Making our pages.
Making pages.
I heard somebody say that.
Mm-hmm.
And we were coding. Is that why the site shut down before people figured that out?
Nah. I met Tom.
Did you meet Tom?
Yeah, a few times. I living out in Hollywood.
We all felt like we knew Tom. That's our first friend.
I actually know Tom.
Wow.
Yeah, and he just sold that joint.
Oh, he just sold it.
Yeah, he exit. That's what we do with startups and tech. You build something special, and if you're lucky, it can last a lifetime and stay around. AKA Facebook, or. Tom, he was onto something. It was like that first. It's cool to say the first one, but we did have don't ever take anything away from platforms like Black Planet. You remember that one back in the day?
I remember Black Planet. AOL,
AOL, all those guys. AOL is actually the ones that purchased MySpace. Yeah, so there was a lot tagged, all that good stuff. I don't know what they're doing today, but all those we used to use. Those is all social networks as well. Blogger, all those good stuff. But yes, we were coding, man.
And we didn't even know it. So, okay. Put this out there for everybody. So, can the average person learn to code?
Anyone can learn how to code. Pick up a book and put in the hours to just do your thing, understanding the different types of languages that you can go and build something special.
Yeah. So, the average person can't learn how to code. Mm-hmm. So, you would encourage people.
Man, when I ever am fortunate enough and blessed to have children.
Coming soon.
Oh,
children. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He said, is this coming
children
soon?
Or anyone. When they learn how to dribble a ball, when they learn how to read a book, they're going to be learning how to code.
Man, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Why wait?
Why wait?
Why waste that
there's
time?
no reason to wait. That's the future, and most jobs or any careers that you go in, they're gonna ask if you know a little of code, and it's kind of like a requirement. One of the things that if you want to work with me, you have to be able to understand code or tech in some sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You talked about the future. Okay. AR, virtual reality. Where is that going? Is it here and we don't even know about it? Or is it going to kind of
I feel like AR is, it's here. We saw success of Pokemon Go. That's AR. Real. That's one of the most successful.
I was walking around
catching Pokemon.
I'm a grown man.
We always on it, man. That's probably one of the most successful AR activations I've seen. Yeah. I've seen some brands like IKEA do it as well, where you can kind of put your phone up and see what
what it would look like.
Furniture pieces would look like in your living room.
Yeah.
VR, we still got a while to go, but obviously it has some success in that as well. You can see Samsung's doing their thing with their VR headsets. There was a company that Facebook bought called Oculus.
Okay,
they were pretty successful as well. It's not really my space that I'm usually in, but I've been in tech. I stay hip to everything. You got to. Maybe one day I can invest in one, but in one of those types of companies. But yeah.
Okay. All right. What's next for Don Bookman right now?
Oh, man. So right now I'm still working on my agency that I launched in LA. Influence Agency, SINFLC. We do a lot of influencer-led marketing campaigns. We build some tech for some individuals as well. Yeah. But right now I'm actually getting ready to launch a new company in esports, focusing on data and analytics and, of course, business intelligence.
In Texas? LA.
Nah, it's gonna be in Texas. It's a DFW based startup, and I'm super excited about it.
Nice, man. Congratulations on everything that you're doing, man.
I appreciate it.
NFLC. Stream some.
I can't talk too much about it.
I just want y'all to know what my man got going on.
Yeah. No, I'm super excited about it. I'm hooking up with a really good friend, Adam. He's super cool, super dope individual. We're looking to launch a really, really cool company in the esports space that can be able to provide ROI and business intelligence to some of these big brands that are investing so many dollars into esports. Because right now, there's no way to be able to detect an ROI in the space as far as your investments, and at least not effectively. I mean, you have some guys that are doing it, but we like to think that we're going to be able to do something different and of course, innovative.
Okay. All right, now, so I kind of just want to like let people kind of like get to know you. So I'm gonna pick your brain, just ask you some questions. Like, okay, so when I was coming up, man, like I was big like WWE guy, like The Rock. That
all was, man.
The Rock. So talk to me about like some of your idols. You know what I mean? Like real life. So The Rock.
I got you.
Usher was that dude, and he just was.
I was Usher for Halloween one year.
Usher was that dude. He was.
Confessions was probably one of the best selling albums
Confessions
ever.
was trap soul of our generation.
Man.
You know what I mean?
Confessions was Confessions of our generation. I can't even bring it to trap soul.
You just gotta go back. Yeah. You just gotta go back.
But no, speaking of my idols, like I've been fortunate enough that some of my idols have turned into mentors. Shout out to Russell Simmons.
You met Russell?
Living in Hollywood, that's actually became one of my very close mentors. He kind of put me on some of the game and influencer marketing and all that good stuff in the space. Yeah. I mean, other idols, Diddy, of course, Hove. You
gonna meet him?
Steve Stoute.
We're gonna speak into existence. Yeah. It's happening this year.
Absolutely. Steve Stoute is another guy. I read his book, Tanning of America. I think it was my sophomore year at CSU. Yeah. Man, that book changed my life, bro. Steve Stoute. Okay. He's responsible for
the S dots, right?
Huh?
The S dot Reebok thing.
He's responsible for United Masters, Run DMC, and that Adidas campaign. That was the first hip hop integration into that Adidas. Like that was super huge. Steve Stoute, man. That was Stoute. That's the guy that I would say that is probably like have the biggest impact on my career that I never met.
You never met him?
Never met him, and
Is he a New York guy? Where is he based out of?
I think right now he's based in LA, but he is from the East Coast, of course. Yeah, most of those guys are from the East Coast, and they kind of transplant to LA.
That East Coast way of life is different.
Yeah, it's way different, man. Yeah. I was in New York about February. Man, just linking up with some friends, and man, I almost didn't want to leave.
Really?
Yeah.
So you enjoyed it?
Too cold for me, though.
Hey, I'm a Texas boy, just like you, yo.
It's too cold.
Man, it is different. So Steve Stoute.
Yeah, Steve Stoute. He's a big time marketing ad executive, and he's in tech right now with United Masters. So he's doing his thing.
Man, I bet you half the people listening to this don't even know who that is, man.
Probably don't, but I encourage them to learn. Like, they need to find out who Steve Stoute is.
Man, so
Black guy too, guys.
Black. All these. I believe everybody that you said was. Yeah. No.
And making waves too. Yeah. No disrespect to nobody else, of course. Yeah. I mean, if we talking about other individuals, Sean Parker is also an idol of mine. Okay. Talking about someone who didn't go to college, became famous at 16 years old when he started Napster, went over to Facebook and help grow that into different markets as well. Sean Parker, look him up.
Oh man,
very solid guy.
Well versed.
You got to know your history. You know? He's a big time marketing growth guy, tech individual as well.
Man, Sean Parker. Okay, all right. Stoute, we got Parker. Okay, so for me, I'm from Texas, and I love entertainment. Mm-hmm. So I'm an athlete, and like after games, people would always like walk up to me and be like, "I love you, man." Like you don't know me. Like how could you love me?
They can love what you about, your image. You can love what you about, your image. And maybe heard you speak somewhere before. So I get it.
Do you?
Yeah, I get it. I get same type of feels with people in the tech industry that, It's just like, yo, how do I get to where you are? And I'm pretty sure you see the same thing, man. Like, you've seen your success in sports industry. So I'm sure fans come about that same way, you know?
Yeah, that's true. All right, so we talked about a little bit about, Stoute's book.
Tanning of America.
Tell me that name one more time.
Tanning of America.
Tanning of America.
That's a cold title when you read the book and understand exactly what he's talking about.
Okay.
I don't want to get too deep into it because it can get very political, but pick it up. Tanning of America.
We ain't shying away from politics, man. Like, yo, Killer Mike right now.
Oh, he's on it.
And T.I.? Hold on, what was that about?
I don't want to speak on T.I. too much, but I like some of the things that he do, but sometimes I just feel like, you know, you can kind of put your foot in your mouth.
Got you.
Yeah.
Killer Mike?
I love everything that dude says.
Yeah.
Like, he speaks from both sides, and that's what I like the most about it. I feel like T.I. kind of leans too much on his side.
From his perspective.
There's a lot of, there's many perspectives that you have to be able to understand. So you have to be able to respect someone else's, respect perspective as well.
True. Okay. Talk to me about your daily routine. I don't really think people understand how important that is.
Yeah. So my daily routine, I start at 5 a.m. every day. I usually don't send out an email, call, or text or anything until about 6:30 because at 5 to 6:30 is usually my time.
Okay.
I don't like to research or do anything during that time. I just like to be able to reflect on what I have to do today.
Every day you reflect.
Every day I have to reflect. I meditate, and then most importantly, I pray. You were with me. I just got baptized recently, a little bit over a month ago, maybe.
Yeah.
And that's been added into my daily routine. Like it's literally like religiously in there every single day that I pray for the things that that are important to me.
Yeah.
And so that starts the day, and then after that, I usually take about meetings most of the day. I'm usually in the meeting. That's how most of those days go. And then the nights are usually where I'm actually getting the ground, working, sending emails back. I only send emails back like maybe 2 times a day.
Okay.
Like right when I start in the mornings, and then right when I end at the night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doing that's the leg work.
That's the leg work for me now. Obviously I'm talking to clients, customers, prospective customers, investors, individuals like that, and then obviously team members.
Nice. Yeah. Everybody hear that my man has a routine.
Yeah, it's important to like streamline your day as much as possible. And then you got to make time for family and your significant others.
It's very difficult to handle all of that. You know what I mean?
It's a challenge.
It's definitely a challenge.
It's a challenge.
It's a challenge. Don Bookman, you single out here? Or your status is it to be disclosed?
To be disclosed.
To be disclosed.
I do have someone special. I think I saw like a meme or something. It's like if I say I'm single, somebody gonna feel some type of way.
Yeah.
But nah, she's special to me.
Out to her. I'm in a relationship as well.
Brother. Something's about to happen very soon. I guess like we're in that realm where I haven't, stepped up and took that initiative.
Right there with you, bro.
Yeah. So, but yeah, she's special to me.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. And I don't think people really understand how much relationships weigh into your life. Like it can seem so simple as to, we're in a relationship and I still do everything that I do in my job and work and it's all good. Like no, like that is gonna carry over like with you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like it's gonna go with, even if it's not your significant other, if it's your family member or whoever, a colleague, like those relationships have to be in order. They're not gonna always like you said, you're not gonna always agree.
Absolutely not.
You know what I mean? Like, but there has to be some reason, some common ground.
Compromise.
Some compromise, man.
Yeah. That's what I'm dealing with right now. We got to compromise about how much time we spend together. She's busy too. She has a very demanding career as well. So.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it's just me just wanting to. People should be able to have a conversation. I don't have to agree with you. You don't have to agree with me. and it shouldn't get right physical. It shouldn't go to violence. No. You know what I mean?
I don't believe in violence at all.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like you got Martin and you got Malcolm. You know what I mean? Martin was all love, all peace. Malcolm was.
Hey, I'm a Malcolm guy though.
Hey, I am too. You
know
what I mean? Oh,
he wasn't about violence, but it's like if you want me to get there, I can get there with you too. And that's kind of my same mindset too. Like, we don't have to get there, but it's called upon. Then.
Yeah, justice delayed is justice denied.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Hey, you hear it before you right now?
Hey, man, I go there. Okay. I go there, man. I don't want to get too into it, man, but I do, and I just really want people to like you spoke about politics. You know what I mean? The way I was brought up, was probably similar. I don't know if it was similar or the same. Like we grew up in an area where like what we saw was what we believed that was all that we could become, because that's all that we saw. And then I had an opportunity I went to private school and I saw something else and my mindset changed. You know what I mean? I'm a firm believer of like, you can only be what you see, whether it be I see it physically or I see it in my mind. You know what I mean? So a lot of things like I would really I would dream. I would really have dreams, and I didn't believe it back then, but I believe in manifestation. You know what I'm saying? Like this whole podcast thing, like
100%.
This is probably a 1 to 2 year manifestation, and now it's here.
Absolutely. And you called it procrastination earlier. Nah, you was just.
That's what I was.
I call it planning, Planning,
yeah.
Whether it be in your mind or you're writing something down or in your notes on your phone. You did it, though.
I did.
So, yeah.
Appreciate that, brother. Okay. Dom, I believe you said you're 26 years old?
27, yeah, 27.
27 years old. Take us back to Dom at 16 years old. Knowing what you know now, if you could sit down and talk to that Dom at that age, what would you say to him?
Focus, man. As most people can look at me and be like, yo, you've accomplished so much in such an early age.
They gonna see it.
Man.
They gonna see what you went through.
I went through so much, bro. But the thing is, it could have been sooner.
Okay.
Like, that's why I say focus. Like, it could have been a lot sooner.
Yeah.
When I talk about someone like Sean Parker, 16 years old, left high school and started a whole company.
Just did it.
Did it. You know?
That's this new age.
Yeah. So I tell the kids now, it's like you're never too early. If you're ahead of the game, you're just ahead of the game, and don't be ashamed of it. Like, lock in, focus, and watch what happens. So that's exactly what I would tell myself, and it's just don't take life too serious. That's another thing I would say to my 16-year-old self.
Okay. Why is that?
Because a lot of times where you think like, oh, I failed at something, life ends.
Okay.
But you just beginning on something else. So
one door closed, another one opens.
Absolutely. So that's the biggest thing I would say, because I used to deal with, like we were talking about, mental health. Okay. If I ever failed at something, I would feel like my whole world was crashing in on me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ah man, I had this shell, man. Like if I didn't win, I'm going into my room, closing my door. I'm not coming out. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to talk. Like I'm just in here, just in my own thoughts.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Get out your mind.
Get out your own mind.
You got to, man. So that's what I would tell 16-year-old Dom Bookman. And I used to go by Damo at 16. So
Damo. Hey.
I'm a whole new improved guy, so it's Damo now. But
you always be Damo on the inside.
Hey, for the people that know me, that back in the day, they still call me Damo. But
Damo. Yeah. My God, man. Hey, man, that's pretty much all that I had to ask you. If it's anything that's kind of like in your mind that you like want to speak out, like feel free. But yeah, man, everything that you kind of said was way more. You know what I'm saying? That I kind of expected from you, bro. You went above and beyond, and you are continuing to go above and beyond in what you're doing in your life, bro. And I encourage you, bro, to continue to go further, bro. Like you're literally like a living testament for the generation below you to be like, wow, man, like I could be like Dom. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I want you to know that, bro. Like man to man.
I appreciate that, man. And like I said, we're brothers. We got baptized together. Yeah. And to anyone that's listening, I would say, follow your heart and reach out to me if you have any questions. I respond to everybody. I'm Don Bookman on every platform, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever it is that you need to be able to talk to me about. Don Bookman.
Don Bookman, y'all. We're going to give my man one more time. I'll catch you on the rebound.